JWC.
Everything good?
Exhausted. The weekend.
Weekend from the weekend. Yes, sir.
Blue.
What did you do this weekend?
Mostly get the house.
So y'all got it up.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ready? All right.
County Commissioners Court now in session. The Honorable Pete Trevino now presiding.
Mr. Ventura? He's right there. Okay, I got you. Let him get in place here just a second.
Go ahead.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Today is May 8th. Oh, my sister's birthday, I better call her. 2023, 9 a.m. Agenda item number 3, non-agenda item. Any person may appear before the court at this time to speak regarding a general issue or a matter that is not on the agenda. Comments shall be limited to 3 minutes unless extended by permission by Commissioners Court. And at this time, it's Commissioners Court can only listen, cannot respond. I think we have one.
Rodriguez.
Good morning. My name is Emilio Rodriguez. My wife and I moved to Sandia in September of last year with the goal of finding property that would allow us to engage in raising livestock. After an extensive search, we were thrilled to find a beautiful 10-acre property previously used for cattle production with a 1D1 ag use classification for many years. However, our excitement was quickly dampened in January when we received this notice from the Jimwell County stating that we no longer qualified for 1D1 ag production of cattle. This was due to a new regulation that raised the minimum degree of intensity from 10 acres and 1 animal unit to 15 acres and 2 animal units. As you can imagine, this was troubling news, as raising cattle is a costly venture. Nonetheless, we were determined to continue with our vision of following in our parents' and grandparents' footsteps, despite the setback. Our resolve was then tested again as we learned that changing the land's use from agricultural to non-agricultural would subject us to a rollback tax for each of the previous 3 years in which the land received ag use valuation. This was particularly daunting as we had only owned the property for a few months now and were now threatened with the possibility of paying a rollback tax on land we didn't previously own. While we understand that the county has the right to collect the rollback tax, it was disheartening to have the rug pulled out from under us without warning or explanation. We now had only 4 months to figure out how to maintain our 1D1 classification in order to avoid the penalty. It was a close call as our only option with 10 acres was beekeeping, which, if you don't know, is seasonal and hard to start in the dead of the winter. We were able to get with the local apiary and secure all the equipment and items needed to pursue our own apiary and have since filed with the appraisal district and are eagerly waiting our inspection. However, I must express my disappointment with the county's lack of support for agricultural land use. It seems to me their decision to increase the minimum degree of intensity is not in the best interest of the taxpayer. Therefore, I have some questions that I hope you can answer, and now I've been notified that you probably cannot. Who made the decisions in regarding the degree of intensity? Are they elected or appointed positions? And what was the reasoning behind the raise in intensity? Also, what are the plans for the penalties that the county will collect? I understand that these are complex issues, but I believe that transparency and communications are essential to building a thriving agricultural community in our county. Thank you for your time and attention to this matter.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Nobody else? This one?
I think Sheriff Bueno.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Morning.
Just wanted to inform you that we had a full house this weekend. However, some have been released on bonds. We have 71 inmates and 6 females. We had 14 over the weekend. We also want to inform again the judge and the commissioners about our control board that controls our doors, our locks, and our cameras. It is 14 years old and needs to be replaced. We've contacted the vendor and he's willing to work with us. The item, I believe, is $110,000, but it has been here for 14 years and it's no longer in its full capacity of operation. Just wanted to also inform you that our food at the county jail is, of course, inflation with everyone else. Our food has gone up to over $4,500 a month. $4,500 a month. A week, I'm sorry, not a month, a week. That's $4,500 per week. We also went to the Valley to see if we could recruit some people in San Juan and McAllen area, and we were able to pick up 2 applications. Hopefully we'll get those people enrolled in our program. We also have a training that will take place this week, less lethal program and certification for our officers. This weekend's fiesta went well. We assisted the city of Alice in security. No problems reported. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. Anybody else? Agenda item number 4. Discuss, consider, and take actions on minutes from previous meetings.
Motion to approve.
Second. I have a motion, I have a second to approve April 28th special meeting. Motion and second. Is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 5, discuss and consider and take action to offer to purchase tax sale property suit number 04-08-13376B, Bembolt, Palito Blanco, Independent School District versus Johnny Zamora Jr. Account number 12250-026-0200, 0.137 acres, more or less, being a portion of Block 44 Scholars Dooley, Stale, Peters, and Mukic. Did I see it? Subdivision to Scott Ranch, Jim Wells County, Texas, as described in deed dated May 23rd, 1999, from Johnny Zamora Jr. and Angela Garcia in volume 638, page 154, official records of Jim Wells County. The property was sold for $10,200. Jim Wells County's portion of that was $2,490.48. Can I entertain a motion?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
I have a motion and I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 6, discuss and consider and take action to award bid to Supply County of Jim Wells County of Jim Wells with road surfacing materials as described in the invitation to bid to be used for the American Rescue Plan Act ARPA funds project.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. I've got some handouts, so let me hand those out.
Thank you.
As you know, that the month of March, we came before you to request and authorize advertising for bids. At the last Commissioners Court on April 28th, we presented 4 vendors that submitted bids. The Commissioners Court requested that each precinct foreman get together and review these bids. And so they met last Tuesday, and you have before you a copy of a bid tabulation sheet. It's a 3-page, it's the first one. And the 4 companies that submitted was Vulcan, Martin Marietta, Cleveland, and Colorado. I think that's it. So you should have also a packet of their bid proposals attached as well. And the foremen are recommending Vulcan. They base that on, of course, location, history with Vulcan, as well as the availability of materials and the price. And they are recommending that we go with the rock asphalt for Vulcan materials, and with Colorado for the crushed caliche. They were the lowest bidder, so they're recommending Vulcan for the rock asphalt and with Colorado for the crushed caliche.
Limestone, the limestone.
Yes, I'm sorry, limestone. And they do not have a delivery charge. Yeah, Colorado does not. And we did contact and speak with each of their representatives as any questions came up. So we made contact with them, and they are in good standing. We did check their standing, and they I have documented their files with that they are.
Say they were located?
They have a plant in Whitsett. So you'll see for the rock asphalt Vulcan, if it's picked up, it's $37. For the PE3 and for the PE4, it's $36 for pickup. And for delivery, the 3 is $84.08 and $83.08 for the 4.
Was there a discount from what they charged today?
No, sir.
Or was it, did they discounted any?
No, sir.
I'm just curious.
So,
Yolanda,
yes, sir.
excuse me, this is on the crushed limestone.
Uh-huh.
This is for the ARPA fund.
Yes, sir. All of this materials, when ordered, will be paid through your ARPA funds that have been allocated.
That's only if we go through ARPA funds.
Sir?
That's only if we go through ARPA funds, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Because your limestone is the $836 a load.
Well, this is, what we did was go through the procurement process.
I understand,
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say is that some of us are locked in on a contract for caliche, but this is limestone.
Yeah.
So, and it's only if we use ARPA funds.
Yes.
Correct?
Well, you all have a contract right now for the same material?
Where's
not
Colorado
limestone.
located?
They're out of, let me see if I have their,
With its yard,
What's it?
they have a yard in Witsit.
That's not the-
Yeah, they have a yard in Witsit. Let's see. Just trying to go through the bids here for them.
It's a lot.
Yeah, limestone's real
That's
expensive.
why we mix it with caliche.
Yeah.
4 to 1.
And I don't think none of us use limestone. We can't afford it.
You don't, the foremans recommended them, I guess, based on the
Because if you have a
price.
road that's heavily traveled, that's,
On high
So,
traffic roads
yeah.
that are not very long, yeah, you can
Yeah.
use it, but like I said, you almost right under $1,000.
Yeah. And I believe on theirs, it was based on a 18-wheeler
Yes.
for the,
20 yards.
yeah,
Like
for the
20 yards.
limestone. Yeah. So,
so I guess
We have to vote on to accept
we-
the,
if the commissioners approve that today, they can either use or not use, right?
yes, sir, it's only as needed, on an as-needed basis. And now we can, this is for a one-year contract, so that meets our procurement requirement. And I can either draft a contract agreement between the two parties and the county for the materials, or see if they have a contract and bring it to our county attorney for review. Or I can bring back a contract and a resolution
If
for,
we use it, that's what we gotta use it from. And we don't.
yes,
use
sir.
it.
Yeah, and it's on an as-needed basis.
but I don't think we need a contract,
Um,
okay?
Well. the
Yeah.
procurement,
Yeah, so you can lock in your terms and conditions for that 1 year. And historically, most counties and cities do enter into some kind of an agreement with that vendor.
I'm sure they have one that we can fill in the blank.
I can certainly ask them if they have one, and I can bring it forth to have you review it, Judge, and our county attorney as well.
Sure, no problem. That being said, can I entertain a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept item as presented.
I'll second.
Judge, just before you vote, Ms. Moran, is this an exclusive contract? That means meaning that I'm more concerned with the rock than the limestone. If the commissioners want to buy this rock, do we have to buy only from them? Or if they can find a cheaper vendor somewhere else, can you go outside of this contract as long as they don't use ARPA money?
Oh, yeah, I mean, this was specifically to meet the procurement requirements for the ARPA funds. Now, if they go, again, I would think that you would also have to go out for a procurement under the county's procurement policy. You still have to meet those procurements, even if you're not using ARPA funds.
This is who we usually use, or all of us do, right? Vulcan.
Yeah.
Okay, that was my
And
question.
I would think it would meet using them, even if you don't use your ARPA funds, since we've already procured them and you go with Vulcan, it'll meet your procurement if you use your general road and bridge.
They'll hold the price for a year. That's
Yes,
really
sir.
the only advantage.
Yes, sir.
Do the contract.
And if you use your ARPA funds, delineate
Right.
between regular funds and
Yes,
ARPA funds.
but
that way
you've met your procurement as well with Vulcan, and they'll hold the price.
Yeah, That's the only thing they're doing for us,
Yeah,
holding the price, which
Yes,
is
sir.
big.
yeah.
Okay, I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Agenda item number 7, discuss, consider, and take action for Jim Wells County Precinct 4 Commissioner Huicho Gonzalez to purchase a Doosan DL 220-7 UD10 wheel loader S-N DHKCWL DUH 5050-349 to be financed through government capital. Gonzalez?
Yeah, we're purchasing a new front loader. Ours went out, so the better deal that we could get was to trade it in and to be able to, instead of leasing it. So we got, unfortunately, the interest rate is a little higher than it was 3 years ago. So unfortunately, that's the way it is. So I noticed everybody else's equipment they bought, the purchase is also at 5.96%. But that was the best deal versus leasing it. So we went ahead and just made them a deal to go ahead and buy it.
Yeah, how much does it cost?
It's like 138, and then it's a 5-year plan.
What's the price on it?
138.
138, I believe it's like 138.
Make a motion to approve.
A second.
What was the finance charge?
6%, 5 years.
So I have a motion and I have a second to approve agenda item number 7 as stated. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. I'll be a yes on that one too.
It's 128,000.
128.
Yes, sir.
Agenda item number 8, discuss, consider, and take action to enter an agreement with the city of Alice and Jim Wells County with a one-time donation to help the Alice Dog Pound.
Judge, I was wanting to put this item on the agenda, and I've discussed this a while back with Ms. Sandra Bowen here. We have a huge problem in the county with stray dogs. And I'd like to say that it's not just stray dogs, it's irresponsible dog owners. And I've got a lot of complaints in Bembo, in the area, goats getting killed, kids getting attacked. Heck, even our own sheriff had his own miniature donkey killed. It's just out of control, and people are after us asking, what are we gonna do? And we proposed last year to bring in another animal control person, which we now have 2 for the county. So I've discussed it with the city members, and of course, they don't have the space to put these animals in there, you know, and so what I'm trying to see if we could come out into some kind of agreement and donate some part of the money from ARPA and help them expand their dog kennels so we can take the dogs and have a place to put them out there and do something about these dogs. We need to follow up on the rules and regulations with the state and the county for all these dogs and put some pressure on these owners, because it's just way out of control. I mean, I got pictures of people with trash cans. You have to literally stop in the middle of the road to let 15 dogs go by because a dog, and we got the personnel that are working right now with animal control are great people. They've I've talked to them. They say we just don't have the space to put them. We don't have a place to put them at. And the city works real good with us on trying to work when we have issues that people get bit or whatever. They kind of find a spot for them. But I think it's time that we take action and do something about this. It's been long enough. It's overdue, and we all have that problem. You know, it's just come with an agreement within the city and see how we can get something agreed to and work with to address this issue. It's way out of control. You know, it's way out of control.
Just a question, since it's gonna be ARPA money, we have to go through Yolanda. If you all okay it, and also a figure more or less as to how much it's gonna be, number.
My suggestion, and I don't know, just a number that I put together, I was thinking about $50,000 each, Commissioner. It's a huge county problem. It involves everybody. And we're centralized here within the city, and it would be a great start for us to do something about this issue. It's just way out of control. And I think it's time that we start addressing it. And we all have the problem. Just like we have pothole problems, we have dog problems, and the city has them, and we have them, and I think it's time for us to address it. And
My neighbor.
so unless somebody else comes up with a different figure, you know, but I'm willing to discuss this. It's open.
So just for clarification, you're requesting that each one of the commissioners,
I'm just suggesting that
Yeah.
if somebody has a different number. or
whatever the
different-
amount is,
We could agree on it. We all have ARPA funds, and we could come to an agreement to settle, to help the city with.
I do agree there's a problem. It seems like it's, I don't know, I don't know how to say it. I don't think it's a county problem. I think the city, they do charge when we deliver a dog to them. You know, they do charge, they have a humane society that adopts dogs, you know. And in reality, we already given the city almost $600,000 of ARPA funds. You know, from the 8 million, that's a lot of money. I know there's a problem with dogs. I think there needs to be a study. I think, you know, we need to meet with the sheriff department, the city, get people involved before we throw money into the problem. I don't think throwing money into the problem solves the problem. I think there needs to be a discussion and a study. That's where I'm at.
Well, this is preliminary conversations here. We're trying to attempt to do something, and it is, we're very well aware that it's a county-wide problem.
And when we added that animal control, that additional person, we were supposed to have conversations with the county and the city, and they never happened. We just threw money into the problem, you know, and not that it's, you know, I think adding another person was a good thing, you know, but continuing to throw money into a problem that we don't really know where we're going, I just don't think that's the right direction.
They have to add on pens and housing, everything, or food, everything?
Sorry?
It's gonna be housing, pens,
Probably additional pens and stuff.
food, and
And when you do that, Sandra, when you do that, you're gonna need some new employees. You know, so it's not as easy as that we're gonna give you $200,000. You go buy kennel. Now you're gonna store more. Now you're gonna need more employees. You see, so there's more than meets the eye. You know, I'm not saying it's, you know, you don't have a problem. We don't have a problem. We do have a problem. I think there's a better way to solve it than throwing money into a problem that we don't even know where we're going.
Just for clarification, just a small clarification, this was brought up about a year ago or so with Weecho. I did organize a meeting with the sheriff, who was there, and the chief in charge of that. And that's when it came up that an additional officer deputy name you had, and y'all approved that, which is great. Of course, there's gonna be, if you add anything to anything, there's additional costs and maintenance and working together, food, all that other stuff comes into play. But what Mr. Gonzalez here is trying to say is that the city and the county will work together to come to an agreement first. Nothing set in stone yet, just to talk about it, you know, open that agreement.
And when we house prisoners here at our county jail, you know, we're not asking the city to build a jail. You understand what I'm saying? I don't think there's a problem, but I don't know if it's the right solution. You know, adding kennels where we're gonna add employees to your payroll. That's what we're gonna do. So we're not in, so you need to, you know, I think we need to, you know, meet. I don't think we need, I'm not gonna add monies from our ARPA fund for this, because I don't think it's the right direction.
You brought it to my attention, and I said, I'll be here to do it.
But there is a problem, I'll acknowledge that. I just don't think that adding money to the problem is a solution, you know, so.
Well, they've asked me, like in Benbolt, if we could possibly have our own in Benbolt. By all means, if we could, I would do it. But it's just a lot of cost involved. The better route to go at it would be to assist a community or a city. I could have gone to Fremont, but how is it gonna guarantee me that I'm gonna get dogs picked up within my own precinct? There's no guarantee there. So now we go to the hub city and talk to them. But we're trying to open up the discussion and get something going. We have to do something about it. We can't be ignoring it any longer. It's just way out of control. And we can ignore it and pretend that nothing's happening, but there is a lot of happening out there. It's a huge issue, and we got to address it. And we gotta sit down and talk and come up with a solution to it, and
So,
we may not all agree on it, but I guarantee you, it's out there.
So, I agree, there is a problem. And if we can agree on something today, I don't mind facilitating a meeting with all the players that need to be there. We can have the meeting, we can identify the issues, top 3 issues that we're having, and we can figure out how each agency can help in fixing the problem. So that being said, I can entertain a motion, or not, however y'all want to do it, but I have no problem with entertaining a meeting and putting together a meeting and so forth.
Well, I don't know what the motion would be, but,
I guess we could table it,
as
no?
far
We could
as,
table it and then just get together and
Have a meeting.
have a meeting together with the city and discuss this further so we can come up with some kind of
I don't
solution.
think we need to throw money into the problem today, that's.
No. We don't need to throw money into it today. And I'm not gonna say we're throwing money into it. We're gonna invest some money into this. But
Well,
we need to get together with the city and
When I say throwing
discuss
money
it.
into, when you're throwing money into a problem that you don't have a solution to, that's what I'm talking about, Commissioner. You have to have a solution, you have to study before you put money into to try to solve it. That's
And that's why we wanna sit
what I
down and
mean
discuss
when
it.
you're throwing money into the problem. It means that we don't have a solution.
So I make a motion to table?
Yes, we can make a motion to table. I will facilitate that meeting and we can figure out the solutions that Mr. Garcia is talking about. So, but I can entertain a motion to table.
I'll second it. Margie made the motion.
I have a motion, I have a second to table item. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 9, discuss, consider, and take action to authorize Judge Pedro P. Trevino Jr. to execute a surface lease between Jim Wells County and HEN Infrastructure LLC. This lease agreement, surface lease agreement, was brought to to court, I think it was last month. And it's to lease an acre of the county fairgrounds on the tip of the northwest side, on the north side of the substation. I was given authority to negotiate. I was able to negotiate, but on this lease, they were already offering the top pay, which is $17,500 a year to lease that 1 acre. I did negotiate for us to meet every 5 years to discuss any increase in valuation on our properties, which might in turn allow us to increase the lease amount every 5 years. If everybody can remember, this is has to be next to the substation because it is a battery storage facility. The photos that I showed last time, it's seems to be it's legit. They'll have an entrance coming in from South Gulf Street, and that's all they will basically need. But the facility is a very clean. I think it's vegetation free. In other words, it'll be like caliche or gravel. And the substations are very, I don't know.
You know that they'll be doing the maintenance on it?
Yes, they'll be doing the maintenance, yes. The use and purpose of this land of leaseor, installing, assembling, maintaining, operating, disassembling, and repairing electricity storage facilities. So yeah, they will be maintaining the property.
Make a motion to authorize the
I'll
judge.
second.
I have a motion and I have a second to authorize the county judge to enter into a surface lease with, and I say the county judge, but it's between Jim Wells County and HEN Infrastructure LLC. So I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. And whatever finances coming in from that lease, we will discuss how we will spend that money on the facilities itself. Whatever's produced out of there will go straight back into the county fairgrounds. Of course, with everybody's approval. At least that's my goal. Discuss, take action to fill a vacancy to hire a full-time Veterans Affairs officer for Jim Wells County Court. And at this time, I would like to go into an executive session. Let me make sure. Into section 551.074, personnel deliberations. It is now
9:35.
9:35. We will go into executive session, have our discussions, and come back into regular session. Thank you all very much.
Yeah, join now.
Why?
Yeah, join.
Why?
We got to do executive session.
I know, but we're not recording this.
Michael.
Get out of it.
Ready? Okay. Everybody can hear us out there? Muted? Okay. Jim Wells County Commissioners Court went into executive session. I think it said 9:35. We're back out of executive session. It is 10 a.m. 10:02. I need to change it on the form. It's 10:02 on the form. Okay, all right. It is 10:02. We're back on agenda item number 10, discuss, consider, and take action to fill vacancy to hire a full-time veterans officer for Jim Wells County Courthouse. No action was taken in executive session. Ms. Garcia?
Yes, okay, so we would first like to thank everybody that applied for the Veterans Officer for Jim Wells County. It's a very important position that Commissioners Court has in regards to this position. We did meet as a committee last week, and it was the committee is came back and is recommending Danny Salinas, and it's confusing because we did have two Daniel Salinases, but this one is Danny Salinas, and he actually is in the court, just so I can point him out. He's the gentleman right here that we are recommending as a committee to Commissioners Court.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Second.
I have a motion, now second, to accept the recommendation of the committee for our new veterans officer, Danny Salinas. He has been pointed out in the courtroom since there was two Danny Salinases. That being said, is there any further discussion needed?
I don't have a problem with it, Judge. Danny, do you want to say a few words before we make a final determination? You're okay?
Judge, the only thing I want to make clear is this going to be for the full salary listed on the budget for him, and a date that he starts, and we prefer a certain date when he's going to be available or start work.
May 8th, 10:05?
It's late.
Well,
No.
what's his schedule like?
I mean,
Is he available to start immediately? I mean,
You can start tomorrow.
tomorrow?
start tomorrow? We need you tomorrow. We need you today. So, okay.
It's effective.
So he will start,
Make it today because it's the start of a pay period.
That's fine. I mean, we can.
Today?
make it-
Is that okay? Jimmy?
No, tomorrow's fine.
Tomorrow's fine. That's fine.
You want to redo the motion to accept the recommendation starting effective today?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, effective tomorrow with a full salary budgeted.
That's budgeted. I just want to make sure on that.
I'll second.
no, is there any travel money in that budget?
There is, right?
Yes.
There is? Okay, good. Okay. All righty. I have a motion, I have a second to accept the nomination of Danny Garcia, Garcia again, Salinas, for the Veterans Officer position to begin tomorrow, May 9th at 8 a.m. Is there any further discussion needed?
Do we have a county vehicle now?
Yeah, we can figure something out, yeah. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries, and I do want to express our gratitude to the committee here, Jim Wells County, and I know probably the Commissioners Court probably agree with me. We're trying to get as many people involved in our processes, whether it's the committee for hiring or any committee, just like the ARPA committee. When we appreciate what y'all do, taking time of your days and to do the honorable work, and we appreciate you guys. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Cindy.
You're welcome.
Thank you too, sir, for accepting and starting tomorrow. Thank you.
We look forward to working with you.
Agenda item number 11, discuss, consider, and take action to authorize Judge Pedro P. Trevino Jr. to execute an agreement with Catalyst to provide credit card reader services for each of the 5 Justice of the Peace offices in Jim Wells County in accordance with a set fee schedule incorporated therein. Is there any representative here today?
Yes, Judge. First of all, good morning, Judge Trevino and honorable commissioners. It's an honor to be here this morning. Greetings from Dallas, Texas. I know that my colleague at Catalyst and Court, Colin Doherty, who is also on the call, feels the same way. So thank you for having us this morning.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate being your current payment processor for your JP courts. And our proposal, which you have, represents a renewal of a relationship and includes some additional services at no cost to the government. And we are here to answer your questions.
So I
Judge,
don't.
I wanted to make sure that there's no fee for any of the equipment that we're gonna get. Is there a fee for the service that needs to be added to whatever the JPs are gonna collect?
No, there's no fee to the government. It'll continue to be paid through a convenience fee to the citizen. And we actually lowered the fee to the citizen for both the new over-the-counter payment system as well as the web-based system.
That was the question I had, sir. I'm Michael Guerra, I'm the county attorney. We just wanted to make sure that any of the fees would be in addition to the fine and fees that the court is collecting, so that when we submit the state share to Austin, that whatever your company's fees are don't come out of our share, but in other words, your fees are in addition to what we're collecting as the county and also on behalf of the state. Is that correct?
That is correct. Colin?
That's kind of like the agreement we
Yes.
have with our tax collection attorneys. Whatever fees they get are in addition to what we're owed, so that we make sure that the county is made whole.
Yes, and we'll provide robust reporting that will stipulate just that. You'll see the total fine or citation, the amount that you get, and then what the citizen is paying us.
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah. And we also include chargeback protection. So if the citizen has a charge and disputes it, you will get your money. We will take care of it on our end through chargeback protection.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
We were approached by one of the JP5 that they wanted to incorporate the credit card. And I think it's a good idea. We do miss a lot, but we don't take a credit card. People gotta go get a cashier check or a money order. They're passing through, they might just continue going. With this, I just wanted a presentation so everybody, all the JPs have an opportunity to get it, and not just one of them. I want everybody included that needs it.
Sure. And I'll also say that we include training and the implementation at no charge as well. And in essence, we're going to be adding the ability for a citizen to go into the individual JP courts, and if they choose, they can make a credit card payment right there at a terminal that we're going to provide to you. The fee will be transparent. It might be minimum $295. They make a $100 payment. 2.95% would cost them $5 to make that $100 transaction. And they can do that right at the court with the readers we're going to provide to you that are plugged into the computer right there at your counter.
So the presentation that I have here is not the contract, right?
Yeah, that could serve as a contract. There's an opportunity to sign.
Yeah, I can jump in here, Darren. That is a proposal, Judge, scope of work, and it's it's a fairly new tool for our company. But there's an option to bounce off of the proposal scope of work itself to examine, right, evaluate T's and C's on the web, where there's an acceptance and approval process there.
So I do see it, and it looks like it's straight off the web, online web and mobile payments. Are these percentages and payments, they're the same as walking into the JP office, right?
It's a tiered approach, Judge. So yes, what you're looking at there is what you need to see around no cost to Jim Wells County. And it's
Right.
also what you need to see in terms of what the citizen caseholder will pay by channel, as we call it, through Catalyst in-court payments. It's 3.5%, I believe, for in-person.
Okay.
5% online. And then we also have a live bilingual call center, right, where your citizens can call a unique toll-free number. That's the highest rate. It's a lot of our labor involved. Of course, it's 7%. All of the fees, right, are end user, and the service itself is optional, right? So all traditional forms of payment where there's no fee through Catalyst are available
Thank
for
you
your
so much.
JPs.
I understand it perfectly now. And that last page 16, or second to the last page 16, it tells us about the hardware and services, and it has a 0% price. I mean, $0 on it, 100% off on all three implementations, the EMV devices and the training. So understand completely. Everything that's been said is on paper.
So Judge, if we approve this, how long does it go for? That
Is there a term on the, I didn't see the term on the agreement,
A 3-year term.
3-year term?
Yeah, and I think we've been processing for you guys on the web and phone already for many years. I want to say your last proposal had a date of around 2016 on it, give or take. But good relationship so far.
Does the JP have
Thank
any
you.
questions?
Yes, Judge Smith.
Trevino, I can completely vouch for that.
Robert, is that mic on?
Moving up in the world, got a microphone now. Good morning, everyone. Speaking from Precinct 3 out in Sandia, we're more of an elderly community out there. So a lot of people will come into the office wanting to pay via credit card, and it's just never been an option. So they'll leave and they'll never come back. We'll never hear from them again. Or on the flip side of that, phone calls, they'll try to call that number, and with the high volume of calls that everybody gets all the time, they're not always able to get through. And then also on the online service deal, not everyone has internet capability. So we're constantly turning people away almost every day. And I think the credit card machine is a necessity for all the JPs. At least for Precinct 3, I know Judge McKenzie has the same issue and stuff in Orange Grove. So I think it's a real good investment to have.
Yeah, no, we thank y'all very much for the recommendation, and I think the court sees it the way I see it. We're trying to make everything of equitable services around the county, and we're trying to make it more efficient for not only our employees and our judges, but also for the community. And I think this fits right in with that.
Yes,
We
sir.
appreciate the recommendation
Yes, sir.
from the JPs.
Thank you.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and I have a second to approve agenda item number 11. As stated, make sure I got the right number.
Yes, sir.
As stated, is there any further discussion needed? All in favor?
Just how long it'll be before they can implement this?
Implementation, tomorrow, again, May 9th?
Yeah, we'd like to move that quickly for sure. I wish I could make that guarantee. So yeah, once you execute on the web portion of the agreement there, the scope of work, that'll kick off a case for my implementation team to jump on. We'll assign a project manager, right? And from there, the project manager will begin the outreach process to the individual JPs. We can probably do a joint call similar to what we're doing now for some of it, but we will have to ship the card readers to each precinct, et cetera. So I'm thinking 30 to 60 days, right at the end of the day, to stand it up.
Not a problem. And if there's anything I can do representing our commissioners court here to make it more efficient or anything I can do, period, just call on me. We'll be around.
Oh, great.
Appreciate that, Judge. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Did we vote?
I have a motion. I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Mark me as a yes on that one. And I told you on the VSO, I was a yes too, right? Okay, thank you. Agenda item number 12, certifications of funds by the county auditor for general fund. Number 53, sheriff, the forfeiture sales of assets in the amount of $12,537.50 certified funds in Fund 53 to be used for equipment.
First of all, it says general fund. I should have put forfeiture fund on there. Commissioners Court, pursuant to local government code 111.0108, I hereby certify that Juneau County has received $12,537.50 in the sheriff forfeiture fund 53 from sale of assets for expenditures. These forfeiture funds are for expenditures to be incurred by the sheriff's forfeiture fund 53, and that such proceeds are available for the appropriate expenditures. This certification allows for the addition of these funds to be added to the 2023 budget as amended. Since the expenditures are going to be funded and paid by Sheriff's Forfeiture Fund 53, I hereby request the following budget amendment to the 2023 county budget. Sheriff's Forfeiture Fund Sale of Assets 53,000,364.10, $12,537.50, and then the sheriff forfeiture equipment, the expenditure item is 53,560,573 for $12,537.50. If you have any questions, please call me. Thank you.
I just want to make sure that I heard you right. It wasn't the general fund on.
No, this is forfeiture.
Forfeiture
This is
fund.
forfeiture, yes.
Okay, so.
Next one is general.
Okay, so, that being said, Mr. Guerra, on the motion, can we correct the agenda item? Hold on, we have to correct it though.
The changes.
Do we have to vote on it, Michael?
Certification of funds, it doesn't say to vote.
Sorry, but
You have to vote on the certifications.
he's certifying them. I don't know that you, I don't know, Noe, what's the rule on that? I know you just announce it, you certify it.
Yes,
the money-
usually they vote on it, but it's a certification. The monies have come in from a sale of assets, some vehicles. I'm putting the money into that revenue line item, and I'm putting it into the equipment account so they can buy something else.
I think we
Okay, and what was the error on the agenda?
On the first one, I put general fund, which I didn't get from this one, and it's a forfeiture. It's got the right fund,
Right.
just said
Right.
general fund instead of forfeiture.
Yeah, I don't think it's an approval item. I think it's an acceptance item. You're accepting it, not necessarily approving it because the money's already there.
And we can accept it, making the correction.
Right, make a motion to accept it with the correction as announced on the record by the county auditor.
Okay,
Motion to accept?
okay, I have a motion.
Second.
And we have a second. Okay, all right. Just noted as the certification noted by the county auditor. All right, so I have a motion, I have a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 13, certification of funds by county auditor for the general fund. Number 12, sheriff's sale of assets in the amount of $273.52 certified funds in Fund 12 to be used for equipment.
Commissioners Court, pursuant to local government code 111.0108, I hereby certify that Jumos County has received $7,273.52 in the general fund from Sheriff Sale of Assets for expenditures. This general fund, Fund 12, are for expenditures to be incurred by the general fund, and for such proceeds are available for appropriate expenditures. This certification allows for the addition of such funds to the 2023 budget as an amendment. Since these expenditures will be funded and paid for by the general fund, number 12, I hereby request the following budget amendments to the 2023 Jumos County budget. General fund, Sheriff Sale of Assets, 12,000,364.10, $7,273.52, and the equipment for the sheriff, 12,560,573.80, $7,273.52. And the difference, why I have it in two different ones, he has an auction. Some of the vehicles were bought through Fund 12. Whenever we sell them, I put the money back in Fund 12. If they were bought with forfeiture money, I put the money back in the forfeiture. And that's the difference between the two.
Make a motion to
Thank
accept
you.
item number 13 is presented, Judge.
I'll second.
I have a motion and I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you, Noe.
Agenda item number 14, discuss, consider, and take action on payroll and bills submitted by county auditor with the exception of Fund 52, 53, and 54.
I make a motion to approve the bills as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And I'm going to go back to public to speak. Just want to say a couple of things. Stuff here. Yeah. I myself, and Commissioners Court, I'm not gonna speak for them, but if they agree with me, they can nod their head. But coming in as county judge, and the last time I was county judge, one of my main functions was to create equitable services and efficient services here. I think today in Commissioners Court, hiring our VSO and providing an outlet for our JPs. That's just two ways we've done it. There are more. I can provide a list, maybe on a 6-month, I don't know, accomplishment list, something like that. But I do want to offer my appreciation to Commissioners Court for agreeing to all this, because we have one major goal, and that is to cater to our constituents and to provide everything they need to be successful in whatever it is, even if it's paying a ticket. We want to make it easy for you. We don't want to make anything difficult if we don't have to. So that being said, we've done that in this Commissioners Court, and I think in Commissioners Court in the future, if we do that, I will point that out also, because it's little things that create big differences, and that's what we're trying to do here in Jim County. And I also want to, everybody knows there was an election last 2 weeks, and the final day was yesterday. I want to Saturday. I want to congratulate everybody who won, definitely. But I do want to congratulate everybody who decided to run, because everybody on this court here knows how hard it is, how hard a decision it is to make, to run for a position, knowing that you can make changes. Regardless, we did have winners, and to all those winners, congratulations. And to all the cities that were involved, which is Fremont and Alice and Orange Grove also. We want to work together with you guys. Commissioners Court's here. We talked about equitable services. We want to provide equity to everybody. So congratulations to everybody that ran, and of course, a super congratulations if you did win. So congratulations. That being said,
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
agenda item number 15 to adjourn. I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you all very much.